Right guys, I just found an Argos Catalogue from spring and summer 2015. Let's see what vacuums it has inside. Look how thick that is. That's literally thicker than all the carpets in the world, man. But yeah, look at all this. British childhood was looking through one of these when you were bored and just circling what you'd want for Christmas or birthdays, whatever. I mean, you've got literally everything inside this catalogue. Ooh, I saw some vacuums already. But yeah, absolutely everything. Right, let's go to the vacuum section. He knows me well. Right, so the first page in the floor care range is a bunch of Vac steam mops. Boring! Next page, Shark steam mops. H2O steam mops. Who remembers these? You used to see Anthony Sullivan on TV showing these in action. Very nostalgic. Then you got Hoover steam mops, Bissell steam mops. Did they even make steam mops? Wow. If you're an OG viewer, you would know that I had one of these Karcher SC1 stick steamers. Okay, we're on to the vacuums now. So the first vacuum we see in the top left corner is a Bosch Athlete range, the cordless stick uprights. These were quite advanced with the time. They had pretty good power, you know. They had really wide airways and they had really high airflow as a result, and they could easily compete with the Dyson V6. And for their time, they were probably one of the best stick vacuums. Then you got the Morphy Richards. I remember those. Okay, G-Tech era, that was a decent machine. I wasn't really fond of the original version, as you can see right here. This is before the Mark II version came out. I remember trying one of these out in Comet before they shut down, and I leaned it forward to see the brush bar, and all the dirt came out of the brush bar from the tray, you know, the dirt collection area, so I wasn't impressed with that. Then you got the Hoover Stick Vacs as well. Okay, now we got the Dysons. DC34. DC58 was a DC59, but without the wand and the floor tool. And then you got the DC35, which was rubbish. DC44, which is the same thing, but rubbish. Well, to be honest, they said it had 20% more brush bar power. The only difference I could see is that the bristles were more stiffer, and that's it really. Maybe slightly better battery as well. Yeah, it is actually. Despite these two looking like the same vacuum, none of the parts were interchangeable. Isn't that mad? So this is the DC59 animal. This is basically a V6 animal. The very first decent, capable cordless Dyson that actually cleaned to a decent standard. So it had the 2-tier cyclone technology, a way more powerful motor, new floor tool design with better power than the DC44, better than the DC35. And then you got the stick form factor as well. Had a 20-minute runtime with the floor tool attached, I think. But yeah, that was a good vacuum. Alright, Black & Decker handhelds. That was a nice design, you know. This is the model after the Pivot, I believe. In case anyone knows better than I do, let me know if this came out after the Pivot Vac. And Argos always had their value range of vacuums and any other product that they sold. But this is the handheld vacuum that they had at the time. £15. I bet it was rubbish. I always had a thing for handheld vacuums with powered brush heads. So I automatically wanted one of those. Yeah, there's another version there as well by Hoover. It's corded as well, so that was even nicer for power. Wow, £90 for a Vax multifunction vac. Then you got Vax carpet washers. They still sell a similar version of this today, don't they? Called Platinum. Now replaced by the Smartwash. Then you got Bissell carpet cleaners, as you can see. None of the Revolution 2x Pet Pro that replace these, I believe. So I believe these versions here just have no brush bars, just a fixated one. And then that looks like a brush bar. That one's definitely a brush bar. And then you got the lift away version as well, which is a portable thing from the upright itself. And then a vacuum cleaner guide from the 1st of September 2014. All corded vacuum cleaners, either upright or cylinder, will require an eco label to show how efficient the product is at removing dust and dirt and how much energy the product produces or uses up in a year. That's basically a Tesco vacuum. Then you got all the special offers on this page, as you can see. Who remembers the Vax Air 3? Then you got all these rubbish looking cylinders. That was actually quite powerful. I've got the red and black version of this with 2000 watts, I believe, or was it 2200 watts? Very powerful vacuum. As long as you keep the filter clean, it's incredible how well it works. That is a rip-off, that Dyson is. Even with the bonus toolkit. Ooh, I want one of those. I had the yellow version. That looks really nice though. Is that an EU version with lower power? Or is it not? Yeah, it is actually, because from 2015, isn't it? And despite this being, what, an 8-year-old catalogue, you don't really see many of these uprights anymore, which is quite mad to think about it, really. Then you got the Hoover range. You still see some of these Hoover, I believe it's called an Evo now. You still see some of those around. Samsung uprights. I never really was a fan of the Hoover uprights, to be fair. Apart from the Hurricane. Ah, look, the old school Shark range. Moving on to the next page. Oh, I remember the Hoover Freedom. I always wanted to try one of these. Is that called, no, it's not called the Freedom anymore. It's called the Elite Performance. Hoover Dust Manager. Rubbish. Just a bagless version of the Pure Power. Out of all of these, I would choose that. The Hurricane. Probably the best performing one. We got more Vax uprights. Ooh, air cordless. So you got the basic air cordless, the lift away, and is that a detachable handle? Yes, it is. Then you got the, I believe that was the Zoom range at one point, and then they called it the Impact. Ah, yes, Vax Airs. Love all of these vacuums. Fantastic machines. I think my favourite one is that one. Then you got the compact versions as well, with a clear tube that runs up the side. Very nice to see. Bit like a Eureka Smart Vac right here. Then you got the full-size version as well, which is a lot bigger than the standard range. Oh, they used to have 6-year guarantees as well. I missed that. Then you got the Dyson upright range. You got the DC40 and 41 Mark II versions. The DC50 Animal, which is also the Mark II. And the Dyson Kinetic Big Ball Animal, DC75. This is the most expensive one. £500. Oh, no. £460. I'm pretty sure I remember these being £500 at one point. Then you got the cylinder versions. You got the DC28C Multi-Floor, which is basically a DC39. DC39 Animal, DC54 Kinetic, and also another version of the DC54 Kinetic, but the Animal version. Moving on. Oh, yes. Whoa! These used to be $24.99 at one point. That looks alright for a Vac cylinder, the Vac Zen. Don't know they continued those into 2015. I remember these being available in the late 2000s. Unless I might be wrong. But yeah, then you got these as well. Next page. Ugh. Robot vacuums. No, thank you. Is that an air silence with a power head? Yeah, it must be for it to be that price. More Hoovers. Okay, so you got Samsung cylinder vacuums. Very cool. Never really saw the specialty of Samsungs, but then again, I never cared to bother. Then you got Bosch cylinders as well. I never really cared about these. They probably were special, but I didn't care. Oh yes, Miele. I love Miele. So these were called C2s and C3s instead of the S8 and S5. Oh my days, look, these were $16.99 at one point. So that one was $16.99 and that one was £27 back in the days. Look, lovely Henrys. They were cheaper even back in 2015. Now they're around £140, £150, unfortunately. Oh look, Panasonic with the new handle and head design. Henry Extra was only £150. And then you got the Enigma upright. I'm assuming that's probably 700 watts. Carpet sweepers, the manual ones. Oh, that's actually quite a good price. £13 for one of them. G-Tech sweepers, I've heard good things about these. And then you got the Shark versions as well. The G-Tech was more expensive than the Shark versions even. Oh, and that's it. So yeah, that's all of the vacuums in the Argos Catalogue. Spring and summer 2015. Right, let's see if there's any toy vacuums. Yeah, this is literally what we had in Argos Catalogues. Absolutely everything. Literally whatever you could think of in a house, Argos had it. Okay, so I found the toy vacuums by Kasdan. They made the Henry, the Hetty, and the toy Dyson DC24. So yeah, that's pretty much all the vacuums there is in the Argos Catalogue. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your host, Power786. Take care, and bye for now.